Hi guys, this is Learn with Shivi. Today I have a plan to learn Xlookup with you people. I have created a spreadsheet to discuss each and every aspect of this beautiful function. The Xlookup is the advanced version of VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, and inshallah I'll try my best to discuss each and everything of Xlookup, and you can easily learn how you can take advantage of using this wonderful function in your uh, Excel based problems. So let me use XLOOKUP over here. So I'll discuss each and every argument one by one. So the first argument is lookup value, like VLOOKUP. So I'll take this cell as a lookup value. Then the XLOOKUP function is asking me the array. It may be a column or the full table from which we are going to match the value. F4 for relative references. Then a return array from which we want the actual result. So I'm selecting this column as a relative array. The next arguments, not found, match mode, search mode, we'll discuss in the next sheet, inshallah. Again F4 for relative reference. Close the bracket and press enter. You can see it has bring down the value of +86 prefix for China. If I change the country name, you can see the value has been changed. I wanted to show you that what is the difference between VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. Here I have already inserted the formula VLOOKUP for the same thing. You can see the VLOOKUP syntax. Again the lookup value like XLOOKUP. Then table array. You can take the column or the full table. And then column index, you have to tell from which index the VLOOKUP will bring out the value for you, and then you have to tell the VLOOKUP that the function should go for exact match or approximate match. You can see the both formulas are bringing the same value. So while we are using XLOOKUP, you can see if I insert a column in it, the value XLOOKUP is bringing doesn't change by adding or deleting the column, but VLOOKUP is returning the wrong value because the index number has been changed. So here we have a benefit over VLOOKUP. We are using XLOOKUP. It has a benefit over VLOOKUP that by adding the columns or the rows does not affect the value returning by the formula. So here we have an advantage that we are using XLOOKUP. Adding column does not affect the result, but if we are using VLOOKUP, it will start giving you wrong results. Let's move to the next thing, not found. In XLOOKUP we have an option from where the formula can tell the sheet that it doesn't find any value from the given table. Again the lookup value, then we gave a lookup array from which the value should be matched, and the return array, and we tell the XLOOKUP that if value doesn't found, just tell us. So we'll for if not found, we gave a string or the text not found. But with this you have to select a match mode 0. Let me show you the modes. Look, here we have to have exact match, because if you are not selecting exact match, the XLOOKUP formula will find the next value. Likewise, we have 4 modes over here: exact match or next smaller item. If exact match does not found by this the formula, it will go for the next smaller item. Again the second is next larger item, and again you can use a wildcard. We'll discuss wildcard later. So here we have to select exact match. So if exact match is done, then if the value doesn't find in the table, the formula will return the string you are giving over here, not for. You can use any string if you want. The next is search for the search from you can say how the formula will search the value for you from first to last, from last to first. Here we are selecting on one. We want formula to search from first to last. We'll just enter this, and you can see the 5,000 is not over here. There's no income 5,000. If I put 10,000 here, let's 10,000 is not found. So because we are going for the exact match, so it's popping up not found. Okay guys, here is another variation of Xlookup. You can say it's another feature of Xlookup. Instead of using INDEX-MATCH, we can do the same by using Xlookup. We are going to, here in this, especially in this example, we are going to use nested Xlookup to do the same thing. Let me explain the scenario, then I'll explain the formula. We have nested Xlookup, as I told you, the lookup, Xlookup within Xlookup. Why we are using this one? Basically, we want the gross profit over here. The formula will match this heading in this column, and then formula will match this Q1 value with the label of the column and fetch the corresponding gross profit of the respective column. So firstly the inner formula written in red will match this Q1 with the label of the columns and return the column values, and these values will be given to the outer formula, which will match this gross profit value, the label in this column, and will fetch out the correspondent value. Let's see how we can do this. We'll start writing Xlookup function. The lookup value in this formula will be the cell in which we are writing the formula right now, and the lookup array would be this column from which the gross profit will be matched among the values given in this column. Let me make this relative reference, and for return array we'll again start Xlookup function because we want return values from the quarter column. So here we'll select the lookup value from C3, in which we are writing the quarter column label, and the lookup array would be the row which has labels of all given columns, and return array will be the table which has the values of those columns. Let me close this. You can see it fetched the gross profit by matching with the gross profit from the quarter number 1. Let me change it to quarter number 2 and you will see the difference. Look, this time this value has been popped up. Let me change this gross profit with tax. Look, you can see in this second column the tax 6211.00 has been popped up. So in the same fashion we can write the formula for net profit. We can find out the net profit value over here and the profit percentage over here. The same thing, same functionality, same method you can use. So you can see this tax has been matched with this. Let me change it back to gross profit. I'm writing the net profit formula for you, and then the profit percentage left for you. You can practice it by yourself. Let's see this very carefully. Xlookup, this time our lookup value would be E2, okay, and our lookup array is this, okay, and we are starting another Xlookup function as a return array, and this will match the code row in the row as a lookup array. This would be same, and return array would be the whole thing. And you can see we have net profit of Q2, that is 28295.00 over here. Similarly, you can write profit percentage over here. Okay guys, now we'll learn how we can sum up the range of values returned by Xlookup functions. So let's start the formula. We'll start with the sum function, and we'll initiate Xlookup function to bring up the total. Let's say we want to add up the total values from grapes till banana, like 3 values, grape, pear and banana. We want to sum up all these 3 values. So what we'll do, we'll bring up the total value of grapes by this formula. So here our lookup value is this T3, and then our lookup table is this one, and then our return table is this one. And we'll use the column sign to give the range to some function. So we'll start another Xlookup function. This time our lookup value is banana. Lookup array is same. Return array is also same. And let me close the brackets. And we found typo in formula. Try to correct it. Okay, now I think there is I wrote 3 closing brackets, there were 2. So we have added all these 3 values by the formula and got the result over here. This is sum with lookup. Okay guys, let's move to another beautiful feature of Xlookup. We can use wildcards over here. For example, I want to use a wildcard to find the name start with David. So what I'll do, I write the formula Xlookup. For lookup value, it should start with David, but I don't know the last part of the name. So here what I'll do, I'll use ampersand and give a wildcard start that will pass the formula, bring out the full name, whatever it is written after the David. So this is our lookup value, this is our lookup array, and also the same is return array. By default, if I'm not using right now the not found function, the match mode function, the default is match with the smaller value, so I have to use 0 over here for exact match. I have to use wildcard character match to tell the formula that I'm using wildcard. And if you want to search from a specific manner, you can choose whatever first to last or last to first. Otherwise you can leave this argument, this is optional. You can say it find out the value David Anderson for us because the starting part of this name was David. What about Emily David? So we have to change the formula a bit to find the name where the David is the last part of the name. There is a small variation in the formula. Firstly, we used the cell value first and then we added the wildcard. Now we'll start with the wildcard. Start, closing marks, ampersand, and then value, and then comma, and the same, the rest of the thing first. Same, not wildcard, and then close it. And you can see we have Emily this time. So these are the variations as well, you can see. So you can use wildcards over here. You can use wildcards in Xlookup function. Okay guys, our next feature of Xlookup is it can search backward also. VLOOKUP cannot do this. Let's discuss it with examples. Let me write down the Xlookup function first to show you how it can search backward. I'm taking this salary as a lookup value and I'm matching this in the lookup array, this column, the salary column, and my return array is the name because I want the name of the person who has that salary. I don't need to use not found argument, and I want exact match. I want search from first to last, so that's why I'm selecting these arguments, closing the brackets, and you can see Xlookup has brought the name David Anderson as 56,007. Let's see if we can do this with the VLOOKUP function. VLOOKUP. My lookup value is the salary. My table array from which I want to have the value. Column index is what I want to name, and exact match. You can see it didn't print the value, but I can show you if I try to find salary by giving name, it will find. Let's see. VLOOKUP. This time my lookup value is the name, which is the first column in this table, and the table is there, and my column index is 2, and I want exact match. And you can see it find out salary very easily. So you can easily find the difference between these two formulas. VLOOKUP cannot search backward, but Xlookup can do search backward as well as forward. And one more thing I just I just forget to tell you that the Xlookup function can do the function of HLOOKUP also. Here you can see the quarter was matched in this formula. The quarter was, the value of the quarter was find out by the formula in the row. The matching was done in the row. That means it can do the function of HLOOKUP and it can do the function of VLOOKUP also, because the quarters were matched from the row and gross profit value was matched from the column. So Xlookup can do the functions of both HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP also. We have discussed things, how you can what are the ranges, how you can use not found thing, how we can use nested lookups, we can use HLOOKUP functionality or VLOOKUP functionality by using only one formula, index match thing, how we can sum up the range, how we can use wildcards in Xlookup, and I showed you how it can search backward as well as forward. So if you have any query, if you have any questions, any suggestions, please drop a comment. Thank you very much.